Working on these far stalkers. What? I'm running a list that has like 120 KROOT in it right now. It's just like insane. So without getting like a bunch of squad markers and stuff, I'm trying to figure out a way to like make these things like visually distinct. So I'm thinking my like main Tau army has like a bunch of purples and greens and oranges and whites. So we're just gonna start, since all their flesh is blue, we're probably just gonna start using those like four-ish colors to kind of make these visually distinct in a way. But we're still like, I've been trying to paint this KROOT army for like 3 years, but I have like pretty bad like hobby ADHD where I just keep changing my project. So we'll see if 3 years later I could finally finish this single box of Far Stalkers that I've been excited about. I've changed the scheme like twice already. So we'll see if we can like actually finish. I don't know, what is this, 12 models at like in some reasonable pace? TBD. And I'm thinking I might try to do non-metallic metal on this. Just because the main reason I want to do non-metallic metal is because I'm sick of changing out my brush and my my water every time I want to do a metallic paint. So I'd rather just suffer and learn how to do non-metallic metal. And I think this one that I'm painting is actually a conversion of a regular KROOT, because I got a little kooky and started doing like pretty crazy conversions. Let me lower this a little bit actually. Pretty crazy conversions of my KROOT, like killing all my Tau Empire units. How do I lower this? Technical difficulties. I'm just a guy in a room. There we go. That's probably more comfortable. There we go. And bam. Yeah. So yeah, what was I saying? I'm sick of changing out my paintbrush and my water every time, and I forget, and then I get like all the like glitter stuff on my other paint, and I'm not a fan. So we're just gonna try on these 120 KROOT models to do some non-metallic metal. See how that pans out. Probably fine-ish. Audio check. We should do an audio check on this thing real fast, actually. Audio check. I for sure hear myself. Could maybe try to turn the music up a little bit. I don't know. Let's try that. And then turn it down on my end. Oh, that's not working at all. There we go. And then I'll do just one more quick audio check, and then we'll stop fudging with it. We'll just actually paint. Is the music too loud? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Check, 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 check. Just slightly. That's perfect. Okay. All right, enjoy. Technical difficulties averted. Let us paint some Far Stalkers. There we go. It's funny in how in 40K, like, none of these special weapons like even do anything. I think the one, like the flamer thing, this is like Dividur thing. I don't know, this one. I think this actually is a flamer. And then I think there's like or maybe this is the anti-vehicle one, actually. I don't recall. Straight up don't recall. Maybe at some point we can pull up the data sheet and take a peeky weeky. But I just submitted this list for one of the leagues I'm running. And it has 80 carnivores. It has 24 far stalkers, I guess, because you got to count the dogs. 24 far stalkers. 18 rampagers. Those are the gorillas. I think you can probably see a gorilla in the background here. Let's see. And then I've got 2x2x2 of the riders. What else? Oh, a bunch of Vespid. 2x5 Vespid. Okay, I think we're in focus here. Yeah. Question mark? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, 2x5 Vespid, just for like some up, down, and secondary. I'm planning on running fixed secondaries, I think. So just having like 23 units to run around and be annoying, and just having OC bombs to just deny primary at my opponent. Seems like a vibe. A potential vibe. Going into the Berserker Votann list, which I've never played, but seems cool. It's like definitely how I would play Votann if I owned Votann. I did own Votann at one point, but it played like a little bit too similar to like Space Marines, and I was just like, this isn't... It's like starting a new character on World of Warcraft, and you're just like, this is exactly the same as my other characters, so don't really want to put a bajillion hours into this dude. So I think I ended up selling a bunch of that Votann. But they're a cool army for sure. I really like the sculpts. I'm actually like probably a bigger fan of the Votann sculpts than I am of like all of the Marine stuff, but I just feel like if you play Warhammer, you kind of have to have Marines, but maybe that's an L take. Possibly an L take. Alright, we're going to switch to some Rhinox hide here. We're just basing this boy up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this model is just one of the OG KROOT carnivores that I like glued this weapon onto. Because I think my original Farstalker unit I like destroyed and used for a bunch of conversions, which is arguably more sick. So it's cool to just have this guy be like a slightly upgraded carnivore, which is basically what the Farstalkers are anyway. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this. And then all the meat that I'm doing that hangs from these units is blue meat, because the whole lore behind my army, the Bloodbeak Cavalcade, is that they have revolted against their Tau overlords, and they've started eating them. They said, no more. We are your chaff, no more. For your expansionist empire, we are free. So I've got a lot of my Tau models are converted to have KROOT just like breaking them and stuff. It's pretty cool if you say so myself. I don't love doing assembly and stuff in this hobby very much. I find it a little bit boring to just have to like it's not like paint by number, which is like kind of a good analogy, but like build by number. I find the glue smells bad. It's not very like relaxing. I'm not a fan. So my preference usually if I'm gonna build is to like convert something cool, or just buy used minis and don't build them and just paint them. It just really, there's something about that part of the hobby that does not excite me. I would so much more rather play. First of all, I'd rather play the game than any of this. But second highest is painting. Third highest is like trading. Like, oh man, I've got this kit. I don't really need it. Like, what do you have? And then at the very, very bottom of this hobby is assembly. It's not my fave. I need like a piece of tape or something. Maybe I can just do this. Just need to mark where my hand needs to be so that I don't keep pulling this dude out of frame. Got some Evil Sun's Scarlet here. Just doing like a super bright red as the base coat here. For basically orange quills. But I'm starting with like a super, super hot red. And I'll probably oil wash this back down. Not 100% what the next step would be on this. I'm like nervous to oil wash this stuff, because I don't want to grime it up too hard. I do like how loud this paint scheme is and how clean it is. And it's so easy to like, I'll just throw a bunch of Nuln Oil on it. Which is, you know, not exactly what oil wash is, but I feel like sometimes it's easy to like fall into that like grimdark trap. And I'm like, I just wanna paint my boys. Yo, long time no see. What's up, Eslo? Welcome to the stream. I need to paint these minis because I'm really behind on getting this stuff done. But also I'm promoting... I have a new channel. The link's in the description. It's a Warhammer 40k channel where we play games and we broadcast them kind of like sports. Which is something that hasn't been done yet. So we've been really excited to bring that channel to the masses. Getting into better shape. Nice, bruh. Getting swole, dog. I'm all about that life, kinda. Been pretty busy recently. Grind set mindset, though. No excuses, dude. Hit the gym. I'm getting a little... What is this? I'm mixing Vallejo Game Color with Pro Acryl Purple. The Pro Acryl Purple is like not as deep as I want, so I usually start with this... what is this? Just straight up purple? No, Royal Purple. Vallejo Royal Purple, and then I work up a little bit to this. Down to 180, GG. That's hard work, bro. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, this like purple, it's like very like lavender. I don't know if it's like... if I could be aggressive enough to say that it's actually pink, but it's pretty lavender. So I don't like to start with it. It's like too bright. I bought it originally to be like the base coat of a lot of my Tau stuff, and it just like was so bright. I was like, this does not work at all. But I've been happy with that Royal Purple Vallejo. It's pretty sick. I'm a big fan of the Vallejo game colors. I'm a big fan of Pro Acryl stuff too. I feel like Pro Acryl has like a weird rep. Somebody was saying that they have like that the CEO of that company is like a douchebag or something, but I know not. I've not had the time to get into the drama behind paint companies in Warhammer yet. It seems that actually might be one step too far for me. I don't know if I have the time. But we can certainly, when people tell us things, we will listen. Yeah, this is for sure one of the old KROOT models. The arms are like barely in the right spot here. I definitely just jammed this dude on here. Just sick. Probably start with deep purple on that like meat area too, I bet. And just work up into a red. Yeah, that'll do, pig. But not Evil Sons. That is way too bright. I'm good, man. I'm busy. Running my day job business, running this new YouTube channel. Then I'm also like managing like the competitive community at a Burbank for Warhammer. Baby girl, number 2 on the way. It's a lot going on. But we are thriving and surviving. We thrive, we survive. Adapting, overcoming. Man, I feel like I almost need more light. And then, sorry for the sniffles, guys. I'm getting over a little something, but it is what it is. Should I start with... I need a little bit more gray, actually. Do we start with gray for bone? Probably not. It's a little bit too desatch. It's a little desatch. Is this brown? Yeah, it's probably brown. Ooh, we mixed something in here. Why is this? Did we not clean this brush off enough? Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, can you hear her singing in the background? Nice. She's supposed to be napping. But she's probably singing away. Ezzo, have you ever heard of Warhammer 40,000, bro? It'll change your life. You think Nintendo is addicting? This game's crazy. All right, now we're rocking some more Vallejo game color. This is just khaki. Oh, I've heard of Warhammer. Nice, bro. Yeah, it's pretty big at this point. It's like pretty niche, but between like Space Marine 2 and some of the other like video game properties, and you know, everybody likes to talk about Henry Cavill and his cinematic universe that's coming soon. TBD when that's coming. This feels too thick. We'll really have to clean this up. This is nasty. It's like fine. I need to run an RTT at our store soon. I've not done that in a minute. I feel like everyone's kind of fatigued on 10th edition, so I don't know if people are actually like excited to actually do an RTT. I should run a poll. See if people actually want to do a tournament or not. It's been fun. We've been doing these events at the store to get like newer players involved. Doing these like escalation series of events where the events get bigger and bigger and bigger. Those have been fun. Got me to get my Eldar kind of like built and sort of painted. And by sort of painted, I mean I primed them. Which is about as good as I can do in this current moment. But hopefully, since like Tao's one of my main armies and KROOT is kind of my main squeeze, that I can sneak in a little hobby time here and there to get this army, if not just battle ready. The goal is parade ready on like 150 models, but that is going to take a significant commit. We'll do our best here. See what we can do. On some of my carnivores, I'm doing like something words. I'm like blending purple onto their feet and hands for like a little bit more variation in their skin tone. I don't think I'm going to do that for this one. Could like maybe consider doing like a red, possibly. But you no say. I'm just gonna paint the same section 15 times because I keep hitting the other parts with my brush. So good. Let's get up in. Let's finish this base coat here. I'm not 100% sure how I want to paint this visor yet. I've not really thought this through. Maybe like super bright orange? Or I could do green, I guess, again. What I did with the other guys, like lenses. That turned out pretty cool. I've started to get like a lot less precious about some of these. I also find it just makes the painting, it's actually faster to just like glob the brown on and then fix it with the blue where I miss than to like try really hard to go like super slow and like not paint outside the lines. I wonder if that is something that other people have experienced. It's just like not, it's just not worth it. Because like half the time I'm going slow and I end up just messing it up anyway. So it's just like, dude, just go, man. Just go, man. Just go. Just get after it. Not bad. Coming along. I think that's supposed to just be part of the gun butt and like not a blade. So I'm going to paint it brown. And if it is supposed to be a blade, oh well. I didn't do it. Honestly, not bad. We're base coating these dudes up pretty quick. These dudes are sick. Let's get a little bit more of this lighter purple on here. It's a little heavy-handed. It's definitely creating some good contrast here because the purple and the blue are like a little close in tone. Oh yeah, that's what's up. All right, where's that Armin blue? This is what we're working up the flesh tone with, giving it like a little bit more of a green blue. Since we are KROOT, we do sort of still want to live in that green family a little bit. We want the appearance that these green KROOT have had their skin color changed or these blue KROOT have had their skin color changed from green to blue. So I still want some green vibes in here. Nice. Yeah, this is bringing this up nice. Yeah, a little bit more in his jaw there. There we go. And I've been hitting like the top of their beaks with it, but not the bottom to give a little bit of definition between the top of the jaw and the bottom of the jaw. I think that's been turning out pretty chill. This blue-green goes on a little bit light, but I feel like it dries down. So doing this also I think helps marry it to this color family of like the greens and the oranges and the purples. I feel like this is a little bit of a better complementary color than just that darker Cantor blue. I am very excited to get these guys on the tabletop this weekend. It's been so long since I've played. One thing I haven't really considered is like what we want to do, because their stomachs are typically like a different color. I haven't really considered too much about which. I feel like, is this an easier rest? Yeah, maybe we bring this up a little bit again. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm like trying to find out what's like the most comfortable here while still being able to show you guys what the hell I'm doing. Something. If I rest like, that's like basically exactly where I had it. God damn it. That's fine, whatever. Because like this is probably the most comfortable. Let's see if I can bring that up like another half inch. It's just so hard to do it. With like. Oh yeah, that's way better. Right? Oh, yeah. That's what's up. This is, like, ideal. Just still working up this Aramon blue here. Like, kind of, like, glazing it on? I don't know. I'm not trying to go, like, super heavy on it. I just really want to, like, bring up this blue in the raised areas just to create some dimension here. Almost like a zenithal, where I'm just like looking at it just straight from the top and hitting with these lighter blues. This feels mostly base coated. Let's see if we can get Warpstone Glow. Oh, is it a better angle too? Nice. Good to know. Let's get... Feel like green is the move on this visor. This is definitely going to be a slap it on and fix it mode. Because really just like the inside of this needs to be green. So we're going to have to paint the brown back over this to cover this up. I think is fine. Yeah, that looks fine. I think I'm gonna let him dry. I think that's like a good enough of a base coat on that dude. We'll move to the next one. All right, who is gonna be next? We got 4 of them done already. Four of them base coated. This one is looking weird. Let's get him going. Yeah, it's like that's definitely battle ready. Like he's base coated, but I probably want to like do a wash on him, do some more highlighting, do some like lens flare effects on that thing. There's definitely some improving we can do on that guy, but he's definitely ready for the table, that's for sure. This guy's hurting. We can I tried to do this guy with like an airbrush, and then is YouTube spying on me through Discord? I just finished building a KROOT team and shared it. Already putting together the RB. Oh, nice, bro. That's sick. I don't know if it's spying on you through Discord, but for sure you probably searched for some KROOT stuff. Or kill team stuff on YouTube while you were doing that. And then now I'm being recommended to you because my tags probably say like Far Stalkers, kill team, stuff like that. Dude, I did the RBD's kill team like years ago. I was really, really happy with how it turned out, but I ended up selling it. I mostly play big 40k. I don't do a ton of kill team these days, especially since the edition changed, because I don't know the new rules. But back in the day, 3 years ago or whatever, those RBDs dudes were really good to ally into the Adeptus Custodes. So I ran them at like a couple tournaments, and then I eventually sold them because I was like, I don't want to ally these guys in. I want to use pure Custodes. I was like having a philosophical Warhammer moment. And now I just kind of miss my little cool cop guys. I wish I still had them. But they were like, they were painted to a pretty good standard. I sold them for like kind of a lot of money. So at the time it seemed cool. Because then I just bought more Warhammer. But I want some cool cops. Sean, what do you do? You do a lot of kill team? You do 40k? What's your Warhammer vice? I'm definitely into 40k. Kill team got me into the game back in the day. My little brother was like, dude, you like D&D, you like tactics games like Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem. Mostly Age of Sigmar, nice, bro. Oh, Blood Bowl and Battletech, bro. I'm into all that stuff. What do I play in Sigmar? I have Slaves to Darkness. I got like Be'lakor and a bunch of the Ogreroid Theridons, and I really like the Dark Oath dudes. Those dudes are sick. And then in Blood Bowl, I have the Lizardmen kill team, or whatever team, Blood Bowl team. I am a fan. And then I played whatever the last edition of Blood Bowl was. I don't know the new rules yet, which is like pretty newish if I recall. There are like pretty recent rules happening for Blood Bowl. I want them to update that game because I actually thought that was the easiest way for me to learn the tabletop version. It would be cool if they would just update it. Man, I'm jumping all over. I should just stick on blue here and just knock out the flesh. What do you play? What do you play in Sigmar? Where Shaman? Oh, I used to own a whole army of Carriage on Overloads. I sold those too. I'm constantly buying and selling Warhammer. That is part of the hobby for me, honestly, is like flipping Warhammer. It can be fun. Or like if your friend is trying to like get into something, you're like, bro, I haven't played with this army in 2 years. What do you got? Ironjaw, dude, you're a man of taste. Painted them as the is the 4 Chaos factions and Stormcast army and Skaven. Oh, sick. My brother, I think, has some Skaven, and then he's working on Stormcast right now. He's painting up that like big dragon. I know there's like a couple, but he's been posting progress pics of him working on this like sick dragon. It looks awesome, actually. He did a cool thing where he like primed it with like the ultramarine blue, and then is doing a bunch of dry brushing on it, which is actually like legit. I tend to be on big models like that a little bit of an airbrush snob, but I think his dragon looks hella cool. But I don't even know what needle size I would need to try to paint these Farstalkers with an airbrush. It just seems simpler to hand paint these dudes, even though it's 120 models. I've only been in the hobby for 3 months. Well, welcome. Dang, dude, Maw Crusher took 30 hours. That's sick. Yeah, welcome. I'm a big believer in not gatekeeping the hobby. So, like, however you decide to interact with the hobby, if you wanna slap chop, if you wanna, hand paint, if you want to airbrush, if you want to get your stuff commission painted because you don't like painting. I actually don't. I think that it's like lame to care about that stuff. Hang on, I'm getting tons of texts from my buddy over here. Sorry, work calls. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, hang on. There's nothing bad in here, but it's none of your business. It's none of your business. It's hard when you have multiple cameras. You're like, how do I not tell on myself what's on my phone? All right. Party on. Oh, wait, no, I need my chat. It's so much easier to see the chat when it's up here. Ish. You guys don't have to if you don't want to, but it helps a little bit. If you're enjoying it, press the like button. That's all I ask. Helps YouTube know that this is like a moderately interesting stream. Or don't. I don't really care. Literally, if you want to do something cool, subscribe to Channel 40K. This is just me trying to paint my guys. We're not out here trying to grow a huge following on maximum measures here. This is just where I can post things without having to think. I think it's important to have like a creative outlet, or at least like an outlet to like express myself that doesn't require 120 hours of editing. Because I find that is good. I just want to be able to relax and chat and share what I'm excited about without needing to, make a 2-hour movie to show you guys. But yeah, link in the description for Channel 40K. It is like the elevator pitch of Channel 40K is what we're trying to do is basically be like the ESPN for Warhammer. We're not necessarily trying to like focus on like competitive play as much as we're trying to focus on how can we show the game in a way that's like cool and understandable for people. And a good way that people kind of already understand how to watch games is through sports. So we're sort of kind of looking at Warhammer through that lens, and using sort of that visual language to be able to show the game to more people, which I personally think is cool and worth doing. What you want? I thought you were going to work. What you want? No probbies, bobbies. Anything for the greater good. We're working on our third episode. We're kind of doing like our third one and our fourth one at the same time. They're going to go up within like a week of each other. We're taking this week off to try to catch up on the edit just because it's insane. And then we want a little bit more time, honestly, to just tell people what we're doing. Because we don't want to just upload all these videos and have nobody watch them. I mean, I will definitely still make these if no one watches them. Don't get it twisted. But it is nice to, you know, if we're going to put in 200 hours worth of editing for it to be shown to people. So we're just spending a little bit of time kind of getting the word out while we edit episode 3 and 4. And then in exciting news, my friend Tyler Russo from $1 Billion Clown Farm is going to be in the next episode playing my other friend, Adrian, co-owner of a cool card shop in town here, Grail and Grade. If y'all in LA and trying to buy cards, you should go there. If you're into collecting like One Piece or Pokemon or MTG, seems like a pretty chill shop. I have yet to go. I will go soon. Boys gotta support boys, you know what I'm saying? It's too much, too much, too much, too much, too much. Best things always take time. Videos, painting, story writing. Yeah, for sure. The one thing that doesn't take time is for me to turn this live stream on and to sit here and paint these dudes. That's what I really like about live streaming. It took me like, you know, a couple hours 6 months ago to like make this layout. And then I can just kind of turn it on whenever I want. But I kind of enjoy just the low stakes hang of this. Because it lets me kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Lets me like make something in the video sphere, but then also really helps me catch up on my painting, which I find very hard to find time for these days. I'm a very, very busy lad. Gosh, finally. This guy looked like dog for so long. He's starting to come together here. All right, more Cantor Blue. This is like the base color for the flesh here. I'm not sure if this is like the right move, but it's what I'm doing. you can kind of get like lost in like the min max of painting and be like, oh, like what paint should I get? Like what brushes should I get? What thinner should I get? What's like what's the perfect recipe? It's like, nah. Why don't you just use the paints you have and just like finish your models, dog? I'm gonna just like redo all these bases, which is like fine. Feel like we're done with the Cantor. Almost. We in frame here? Guys, make sure you yell at me if I take my model out of frame. Just like, we can't see, dude. Come on, man. I thought this was a painting stream. All right, let's finish the brown, I think. The best paint jobs are the ones loved making schemes. Yeah, dude, totally. I am with that 1,000%. It's like an expression. It's like I'm expressing myself, you know? Also, somebody will come in and like give them. I love when people give unsolicited feedback on your painting. It's literally unhinged when people do that. It happens way more than you'd think. Like, oh man, I actually would have done this. Like, cool, I didn't ask. I actually don't recall asking for your feedback on that. But thanks for your unsolicited comments. God bless. What do I do with their underbellies? I cannot, for the life of me, figure out what I want to do here. I was doing black, but I feel like I'm not into that anymore. I almost want to go lighter. Not like too light. Maybe like a Calgar? Ah! Best part about my rug in here is that it's white. So whenever I drop my paint, get a free little upgrade to my rug. Is that all the brown? No, we got to redo the whole hood. Oh, and that's definitely like blue. Seen orcs painted blue instead of green. It look cool. Yeah, dude, I'm a fan. The loreful reason, I don't know if I said this while you were in the stream yet, the loreful reason as to why my KROOT are blue instead of green is that KROOT, what they do is they eat their enemies and then kind of like gain their DNA and kind of evolve through that and take like the good things of their enemies and evolve. So the Tau sort of have a weird relationship with the KROOT where they sort of like save them, but then because of that, the KROOT are like kind of required to be like mercenaries and frontline chaff in their empire. So I've done like a fun little like mini loreful thing in all my models and paint schemes that show that my KROOT are now blue because when they ate the Tau and like kind of like rose up against their oppressors, they are like gaining the intelligence of the Tau so they can like manipulate technology and stuff, so that they don't have to be under the rule of Tau anymore. And the side effect of doing that is that their skin's turning blue, which I think is dope. All right, I think we're probably moving on to gray. No, not quite. Let's get a little bit more brown. Oh, nice. Yours are corrupted. Gorka Morka, save him. Come on, Gorka Morka. You gotta save the little green boys. You gotta save them. I'm a huge fan of orcs. I have 40k orcs that I don't think I even have a single test model done. I did have a test model, but as most of these stories go, I sold it. I was doing a Death Skulls theme, which is like the blue one. All those dudes that like loot and stuff. Because I thought it'd be cool to do like the looted one. Because then you could do like, you have a lot more freedom to do like conversions and stuff, and then it's a little bit more like loreful. But I mean, orcs be looting no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted like a slightly more logical reason for why I would have like a broken rhino as a truck and stuff. But it doesn't matter. That's a little bit of a holdover too of when I used to be a little bit more precious about like what I would allow myself to do with the hobby. But I feel like at this point I was like, oh well, everything needs to be, I need to be able to play it in a tournament. It's like, dude, the amount of times I've gone to a tournament and people have just had like an empty base and they're like, this is a Thunder Cavalry, this is a Thunder Cavalry. I can't speak, but it is a Thunder Cav. And I'm just like, okay. And then the TO does nothing and I'm just like, sick. I guess this is the world we live in. Which just kind of gives me a little bit more creative freedom, I think, to just do whatever the heck I want. And just focus on, like, is it cool? Then we're good. As long as I'm doing everything from, like, the is it cool lens and not, like, is this the sweatiest thing I could possibly do right now so that I could win a game of 40k? Or is this something I'm actually genuinely excited about? All right, I think we're good on the base coat brown. Let's do gray. Let's see. The first AOS you went to, most of the models were gray, and you ended up doing some of the ruling as judge because you've been watching tournaments online. Oh, interesting. I am a TO here in Los Angeles for all the events that we run out of that Burbank store. So it's fun to do that, but I also find that very often you're just put in like super unwinnable situations trying to rule what's like best for the community and what's best for the game at the same time. Almost never do those two things line up. But we're trying our best out here. It can be a little challenging, but I think it's generally worth it. Like, the community's gotten so big out here at my local store running these events, so it's definitely worth it. What am I doing? I've got a game on Sunday playing into Votan with these KROOT. So I'm trying to get like them sort of some paint on model so I can say that I'm trying. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you were trying to paint up a 2,000 points army in like in less than 3 months' time, you're basically unemployed. Or your paint scheme is like basic. And if you're unemployed, how are you buying Warhammer? Just base coating. This, I think, is Mechanica Standard Gray. Just base coating in all these metal pieces here. I think that is supposed to be like a wood barrel, but I am not going to do that. I am going to make it silver so that it stands out from this leather. This Pistolier is going to have metal guns. $15,000 points in an art month painted, but I am employed. Yeah, you get a lot of free time. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, sorry. I'm not trying to throw shade on anyone at all, actually. I was just kind of making a joke about how I find it very hard to paint because I have, like, 2 jobs and a kid. I'm just joshing over here. Hobbyist says, I need to paint live more. Okay. What do you like to paint, hobbyists? Dark Angels main. That's so unfortunate for you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Dark Angels are cool. I really like the aesthetic of their models. They're a super popular sub-faction. I feel like I'm always playing into them. What detachments do you like? Do you like Wrath of the Rock? Unforgiven? Something more basic like Gladius? What tickles your fancy? Oh, nice. Battletech Alpha Strike. Heck yeah. Dude, I played that quite a bit, actually. It's like the only Battletech I've really played. I have like a bunch of clan mechs. I think at one point I was doing like the horse clan thing, and then I was doing the frost bears or whatever. I don't really play BattleTech that much, but if someone does play BattleTech, I'm sure they have some minute idea of what the heck I'm talking about right now. I love Rassar. Oh, Inner Circle Task Force, cool too. Nice. Yeah, those models are sweet. No shade. Just trolling. Also, like one of my best Warhammer friends plays Dark Angels, and oh my gosh. I also run a lot of like combat armies, like World Eaters and Blood Angels. And Dark Angels can be kind of a very challenging matchup It's not. I wouldn't say that it's like an unwinnable match, but it is definitely. You have to think outside the box a little bit, because running into like the fight's first Lionel Johnson with a 2-up invuln or a 3-up invuln or whatever the hell he has, and the -1 damage on the Death Knights is really powerful. And then it's also hard to just like in Wrath the Rock, you can't just like go stand on a point, because then I think you have that like move phase counter charge thing, which like doesn't allow you to just throw a bunch of OC on a point. It's like kind of a tricksy matchup. But I went into it at LVO and I won. So with World Eaters, so it's not unwinnable. Just hard. Blaze Knight, what up? Welcome to the stream. We're happy to have you. We're painting some KROOT, and we're also shamelessly plugging my new Warhammer Battle Report series. If you go to the link in the description, the channel's called Channel 40K, and we do battle reports every week, every other week. We're still kind of getting our editing cadence down. It's like about 120 hours to edit them. Oh no, it's about 200 hours between everybody working on it to edit them. So it takes a significant amount of labor to get those up. And we only have a team of about 3 people. So it's been hard, to say the least, to get these things up. But we're taking a short break from editing that show to stream on my personal channel of which models I'll be bringing to play some 40K this weekend. I am excited to play 40K this weekend. It has been too long. Angels of Death Kill Team. Pain is your favorite legion. Ooh, Salamanders. I'm a big Salamander fan. They're very good at just throwing a bunch of bolters and flamer shots and just throwing 800 million dice on your opponent and just saying, save this. It's a cool playstyle. Alright, I need literally just a second, guys, to get a tissue. Please don't leave. Or leave. Do whatever you want. Don't care. All right, let's see. Yeah, 1 person left. What a loser. Just kidding. Just kidding. What a loser. Blood Angels and the Pre-Heresy World Leaders. You should check out my IG. I've got some Pre-Heresy painted World Leaders. I'm a big fan of that. With the new channel, would you link battle reports to this one, doubling views? Probably not, because I don't really care about growing maximum measures at all. It's just sort of like my little sandbox to do like whatever I want in. So I don't want the pressure to like have to like keep this channel like super professional or whatever. I just wanted this place where I can broadcast from with no pressure. But I'm like promoting it here. That's like helpful, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's not. I'm out here just improvising, dude. Out here just being overly confident and improvising. It's the best way to live. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Just do some confidence maxing, guys. I can't tell if are these like supposed to be like these are like shin guards, but like underneath it is that like cloth? Is that supposed to be like a sock or something? I might paint it brown. I think it's probably supposed to be some type of cloth. Maybe I'll paint it white. Man, finally. I'm like so excited to paint these Farstalkers. They have been on my to paint list for ages. I bought this box. I don't know who's like an old Kill Team head in here, but like when they released that like boarding action style, I forget what they used to call it in Kill Team, but like basically inside the Space Hulk, this was like the first team that came out, and I pre-ordered that box. And then I think I pre-ordered 2 of them. And I just have like, I painted one scheme and I changed it, and then I like started to do this scheme and then I stopped. This has been like sort of the project that I just could never finish. And now I'm like just super locked in trying to get this finished. But to go back to Channel 40K, I would just say if you guys are interested or curious about it, just give it a little peeksy. Give it a little look. If you think it's not worth your time, don't waste your time on it. It's probably not for everyone, but when I watch battle reports, it's actually what I would like to see. Is someone like one person sort of like being excited about the game, giving like a little bit of a play-by-play of like what's happening and what unit is moving where, and then someone else who plays a little bit more regularly giving like the why. So one person's just constantly being like, what is happening, what is happening, what is happening, and then I'm there to kind of be like, well, this is happening because this and this and this. Why? Here's a bunch of why. And for newer and more advanced players, I think that's pretty interesting, because it tickles the like, oh, because this game is like so obtuse and has like it's very high barrier of entry just through how much stuff you have to learn and how expensive this game is. So if we could have something that's like slightly more accessible, because I feel like there's like some pretty cool like high production value battle reports that I actually like a lot. But what they don't really do is explain what's happening. They sort of just show you what's happening. They're like, this killed that. Whoa! It's like, okay, but like, how? And like, why? Like, why is that guy making that choice? Like, that's always what I've like been like what? When you watch a sport, you kind of can hear like the old ex-athletes like explain like, oh, well, you know, they're doing this thing because it actually makes sense in this stage of the game to set the tempo to do this thing and dabba-dabba-dabba-doo. And like, sure, like the average person like doesn't actually care about that, but what it does is it makes those broadcasts more accessible to like different kinds of people. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason. That's the old why of what we're doing. Play on tabletop with 40K 40 minutes just confuses me. Yeah, I've heard that feedback a lot. I actually think that they're probably one of the best in the biz, and I'm literally a huge fan, so I'm not going to knock those guys for what they do, and they work very, very hard to make battle reports. They're amazing. I'm a huge fan. But I will say that if you're a new player, it is really hard to understand what's happening, other than pretty model go boom, boom, pow. But at the same time, it's actually it's a tall order to try to make this game understandable to just like your mom. And I'm not saying your mom like a diss. I'm saying that like, could your mom turn on a battle report and follow the action from start to finish? Maybe they won't care because Warhammer's not interesting to them, but could they understand what is happening? And that's sort of our mission without making it too handholdy and basic. Could you at least, if you didn't play this game, follow the action from start to finish and learn like one thing about the game in each episode? which I think for the most part we're accomplishing. It's definitely a pretty tall order, and we're getting better every time. I think every episode is better than the last one, which is kind of all you can hope for. But I'm just excited to start learning 11th edition. Because we have enough battle reports. We shot 7 of them. So we have enough of them to release till right up until 11th edition comes. And then I want to get these KROOT in an 11th edition battle report video ASAP. How do we play 11th edition, Phil? Well, let me tell you. If I had years under belt and knew all the terms, I probably could follow easy short battle report. Learning rather than the full 3-hour video explaining things to me. But learning, I'd rather have the full 3-hour. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think there's just like a balance, man, of like what. Like, can you make something that sort of is explaining the action in a slightly more detailed way, to kind of picking and choosing what are we going to focus on here? Like, do we really need to explain all the how and the why? Because at a certain point, then that's actually is probably too much information. So you're sort of picking and choosing, like, what are like the really important moments here that someone would like could have a good takeaway from? Or something that's like unique and weird that doesn't happen often. And you could be like, oh, this interaction's so weird. Like in our recent one, having the Corn Lord of Skulls go into the Fire Strike turret in episode 2, like that never happens ever. In like if you're just like in the wild playing a game of Warhammer, like how often is a Corn Lord of Skulls gonna punch a Fire Strike turret? Like that might be the only time that's ever happened in Warhammer history. So we like took a moment to kind of like live in that interaction, and it was super fun. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have it all figured out. It's just this is what I want to do, so we're doing it. I don't have all the answers. Just seems cool, so I want to do it. Excited for 11th because you're able to actually buy a useful rulebook. Yeah, I don't know, man. My philosophy on Warhammer purchases is buy plastic, not paper. If you want to be satisfied with your purchase, buy some plastic. If you want your purchase to not be useful at some point, buy a book. And that's coming from someone who owns 7 10th edition codexes. 7 10th edition codexes. Seven. But I didn't buy last edition. I bought like all that Arcs of Omen stuff. You guys remember that? I don't know if you guys were playing back then. There was like a boarding action Arcs of Omen like campaign they did at the end of 9th edition with a bunch of cool books, and I bought a bunch of those books just because it was fun. But man, like as soon as 10th came out, those books were just useless. They have some cool lore in them, not gonna lie. Like the Far Side book, I'm actually really glad I still own because there's like cool lore in it and some cool art. But yeah, if you're not happy with like what the fact that these books are basically paperweights after you buy them, I don't know. There's definitely free rules resources, and I think that I think they're actually going to change how we access rules in 11th edition. There's for sure just needs to be a subscription like Warhammer Plus or whatever, where you just have access to all the rules. And if you want to buy your codex, like that would give you, I don't know, some type of like bonus. Like even just like a wallpaper for your phone, like a custom, some type of like digital custom thing. Like, oh, you can have like a custom background for the scorekeeping app that we're doing if you buy the codex. Like something like that like encourages people to like who want to buy the codex still to like flex with their cool like digital hat. But also, like, if I just want to read what Genestealer cults do, I should just be able to look at what Genestealer cults do without sailing the high seas. All right, SL, peace out, bro. Thanks for hanging. Enjoy your day. Yes. What do we want to do? Oh, he's got some rings on his finger. What do we want? What base do we want to do that? Once you get a subscription, you can add a subscription to get every version of Codex, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, even if the Codex is digitally were like $20, like, I feel like that'd be so much better. But the fact that after tax, I'm paying like 70 USD for all those books? Are you telling me that I spent over the course of 3 years $500 on Codexes? Is that what that math is? If I got 7 of them? 7 times 7 is 49 times 10. Yeah, I spent like over the course of 3 years just on rules. I spent $500. Like, get out of here. And like again, I'm like the edge case. Like I'm a power user, but still, they should even have tiers too, where if you want to be a power user, you're like not. They don't just milk you dry. Like, oh man, this guy already bought 4 codexes. Okay, all the rest of them are free now. You bought 4. Here's the rest. Like, you could choose if you want to, like, have every codex and do, like, a $200 one-time purchase. Or you could just get your codex for $60. And that way, if people, like, want to be degenerates like me and just have every codex, you can just do it for, like, $200. But at the end of the day, they are a business and they're not our friend. So it is what it is. Models cheaper. Yeah, that's never going to happen. I just think what they need to do for onboarding reasons, like, leave the models the prices they are. They're never going to change that. It doesn't matter. I don't really care about that. What they need to do is probably make the rules accessible so that people can play the game and learn the game without having to spend like $1,000. Like, that is, they have to know that that's a problem with their business model for onboarding people. It should not, people should not have to spend $1,000 just to play this game. Like, that's cuckoo. That's bananas. And, like, I guess, like, you could just play Kill Team or whatever as their, like, onboard thing. But Kill Team is not 40K. Like, it is so different. So it's, like, not, like, you can't, like, learn Kill Team and then know how to play 40K. It's like, okay, you learned Kill Team. Now you have to learn 40K from the ground up. It's, like, not the same at all. It's literally not even the same, bruv. Literally. All right, I think we're probably ready for the arm on blue, actually. Feeling pretty based up here. Pretty based and KROOT pilled. What do I do about this area? What color could I do? Purple is not it. Brown? Books require sticky notes for up to do. Totally. You're not wrong. Very glad. I don't care about the games. Just enjoy painting. Yeah. That's actually what's cool about Warhammer is there's like 50 different ways to like it. It's like, oh man, actually I just read the books. I don't get the models or play the game. But my favorite thing about this game is probably playing it. Because I never was into like modeling or hobbying and stuff when I was younger. I was into like drawing and like art classes when I was in high school and stuff. But I wasn't really into this kind of stuff. So the thing that appeals to me about the game is like the video gamey part of it, which is where you just play a game. Because it actually kind of plays a little bit like saw the orange hair recruit and immediately enamored. Love the paint scheme. Oh, thanks, dude. We're working on it. We're just kind of like base coding right now, but we're making some progress here. And then here's like I think this guy's called the Kill Broker. Quite literally saved me. Helps a lot of anxiety. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I find that it is like a really good outlet for people who, I don't know, antisocial is probably not the right word, but people who are maybe a little bit more homebodies, it's a good outlet. I lost my train of thought. I had wifey texting me, and that is fine. Okay. Yeah, but I'm a little bit of a homebody too, and I do like that you can kind of play this game solo just by painting, or reading, or having super hot takes on Reddit. All right, I need probably just to base up. Let's do some more brown. Ooh, I'm running low on brown. Need more brown. We need more brown. Doc Brown. We need more brown. I think we'll just brown that up. Brown, brown, brown. I think I'll brown these rings up too. Maybe make them gold. All the points creep down has really inflated the size. Oh yeah, dude, totally. If you compare Sigmar to 40k, it's actually wild how small those armies are compared to ours. Like I went and got a full Sigmar army for like $450 or something. And you can't get into Warhammer for like less than 600. And that doesn't count paint or anything. That's just minis. Kill Team can at least let you play solo. Oh, that's true. You can play. There's like a PvE version of that game now, right? I think I heard about that. Let's just tap in that real quick green. Yeah. You were at a con last week. Someone had a John Deere tractor on a base as a Bellacore proxy. That's a wild. Debating getting some Skaven to kit bash into auxiliaries. Yeah, dude. That's probably a good idea. I was going to maybe kit bash. This isn't Skaven. What are these dudes called? Skinks. I have like a bunch of skinks randomly that I was going to maybe convert into KROOT hounds because I don't have the maximum amount of KROOT hounds yet. I only have 15. I think the maximum amount you can run in a list is 30, which is insane. I'll do that one day as a meme. And I appreciate everybody hanging out. I just want to do another quick plug. I have a new YouTube channel. It's called Channel 40K. We are doing sort of like ESPN style sports Warhammer battle reports, trying to do something new and different and exciting in this space. We have 2 episodes right now that are live on the channel. We've got one more going up next Thursday, and we've got another one going up the Thursday after that. Gonna have to jump off soon and get back to the edit on it, but in addition to painting cool Warhammer minis here on this channel, if you guys want to watch actual full games that are announced by me, go ahead and check out Channel 40K. Links in the description. Appreciate ya. Or if you don't like battle reports, don't go. Just keep watching me paint. I'm just letting you know. And if you want to be an S tier Chad, you can comment on one of the videos that you found the channel through my live stream. And that would be sick. Skaven are best. Skaven are sick. Skaven are kind of like KROOT in that if you want to run a Skaven army, you just need to paint 100 models. Get a broadside proxy. Rattling. Oh, yeah. Salem, that's a good idea. It definitely could be a broadside. That's a good idea. I need pale sand. All right, in the last day, I have base coated half of these, which is pretty fine with how much free time I have. I'm happy with this. Oh, that was too much. I'm trying to do like a little bit of lens flare here. It's hard. Like lens glare, maybe not lens flare. Ah, so hard. It should technically be easier than eyes, but still. I'm gonna have some good control here. It's not terrible. See the green lens, sort of. A little bit of color pop. 40 clan rats is the cost of admission to play Skaven. Makes sense. Skaven would sell the Fishman tech for more warpstone. Oh yeah, that tracks. They love their warpstone for sure. let's see. How much of this Armon can we get on? They don't use gold? What do they mostly trade in? Like Warpstone? What is Warpstone? Who wants to mansplain that to me? Not a huge Sigmar head. Warpstone is their currency? What they use to power weapons, but also crack wizard sniff. Get a little bit of power. Best, I figure Warpstone is literally that crystallized warp energy. Yeah, that makes sense. So, do you think that Warpstone exists in the 40k universe too? Because we have warp in 40k. And if so, can the clan rats somehow use Warpstone to get into the 41st millennium through some type of magical means? And then can you run a Skaven army in 40k and say that it's lawful when someone tries to tell you that it's not? And you go, no, this is real. Because, actually, this Warpstone would allow them to teleport into the 41st millennium. And therefore, now, I'm running Skaven at you, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the law. Yeah, that is so true. If GW said tomorrow that Skaven are in 40k, yeah, who would complain? Literally no one. No one. I would just own a Skaven army. That's what would happen. Come on, James, get on it. Give us our funny little rat men. Oof, a little too thick there. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Thin your paints, bro. Thin your paints. I arguably thin my paints too much. I like basically glaze when I paint. I don't really know how to do it any other way. I have no formal training. Layering up the glazes, it's good. It takes a super long time. I'm with you on that. But like, I don't know. I would almost rather go too thin than too thick on my base coats. So it sometimes just takes forever, and I'm just okay with it. This is my process. I don't mind. the finished product ends up looking dope, so it's not like I like need to get these painted for any reason. I basically just want this army done for LVO this year in October. Well, it's a process. You'll like add techniques and remove techniques. Like I used to slap chop. I don't really like to slap chop anymore. I feel like it's just it doesn't quite let me get the kind of color values I want. Now that I have like a little bit more advanced techniques under my belt, but I think slap chop is actually a sick technique for when you're starting out, and if you just don't have a lot of time. Because then you can just get models painted and put them on the table. But I think if you have patience and time, there's definitely more techniques that you could probably start learning and putting in your arsenal. I'm just kind of a basic painter too. I don't even really know how to paint that well. Most of the things I do in life, I do average plus. Slightly better than the average bear, and that's acceptable to me. Let me get this on here. I'm running out of brown again. This brown keeps like drying really fast. Would you rather an army you're very proud of painting or a fully painted army on the table? Depends on this like hypothetical scenario. What are my goals here? Because like for tournament play, which is normally what I get into in this game, and I might reassess that in 10th edition, or sorry, 11th edition, quite frankly. Because I actually kind of think that tournament play like creates a lot of weird things, like people like justifying running 5 Catans in a game is just kind of like, okay, what have we done? What have we become? So I don't know. I do what I really enjoy about tournament play is that everybody agrees to the rules that we're playing with, and everything is really clear. Like with the GW layouts, it's like it's very clear where the shooting lanes are. And it's like you can practice on them and you can learn where those shooting lanes are. I'm using YouTube right now, Kat. But yeah, that is the long and the short of whatever I was just saying. I got distracted. Play it painted doesn't make much for pretty tournament. Yeah, I would say that the big downside of tournament play is that it really sucks the magic out of the game. Like, are we creating cool like narrative battles with like beautiful miniatures on really cool like alien planets like that? When you go to a tournament, like that's usually not what you see. I would say like every third table you're seeing something very, very well painted and cool. But most of the time you're seeing somebody had finished painting something like in their hotel room the night before, which I am for sure guilty of. I'm not trying to like throw shade on anyone. That's like actually how I play the game. Is I'm usually just like panic painting something the night before a tournament. But I'm starting to find that that's making me lose my joy for the game a little bit. And like I hadn't painted these guys for a long time because they're not meta. Like running this unit is like not that good. Like it's just so much smarter to probably run Pathfinders in your army. But this unit is sick looking and I love the models and I don't care anymore. All right, my friends. I really appreciate the hang. I'll definitely be back sometime soon, but that is all the time I have for you today. I want y'all to just keep painting. Try to figure out what about this hobby makes you happy, and keep doing that. Don't let anybody tell you how to do it, because they're wrong, and you should just do what is fun. Let's take a look at the minis real quick before we peace out. This is what we managed to sneak out in the last little bit here. Honestly, not mad about it. These dudes look pretty sick. If you want to hang out and do more painting with me, give me a sub. Smash like on the video so that the algo gods care. And one more shameless plug for Channel 40K. The link is in the description, guys. Please give that a sub and a peeksy weeksy. We're working really, really hard to make accessible, cool Warhammer 40K content over there. So if that is interesting to you, make sure to check out that new channel. Give it a follow. Check us out on Instagram. And if you don't like it, that's fine. It's not for you, but it is for somebody. So I'm trying to tell that person. All right? So thank you guys, and we'll see you all soon.